Later today we are having Fomc, and that is pretty much what the entire market has been waiting for already the entire week, if not longer. Actually, it's not going to be a surprise at all because the Fed is very most likely going to cut the interest rate with 0.25%. 96% of the market right now thinks that is going to be the case. To be honest, I think so too. I think 0.5% will be a bit too much. And this FOMC actually is very important. I know that we say that with most of the FOMC, but this is now the first rate cut in years. And also it will set the tone because of course Trump already said for many months now that he wants the interest rate to go down, because of course he needs to go to the bond market to lend money for the debt of the United States. And if the interest rate is lower, then it is cheaper to borrow money. With that being said, we are doing a quick round across all markets. So let's dive in here on BTC. And full disclosure, I closed some of my long. I went long somewhere here and then I just closed out a little bit. We are close to one of my short trades, that is this S&P right here. And I also said that actually I think that all of this is going to be taken out because there's just pure liquidity. Well, this is exactly what happened. A very nice move here with a little retracement, and now we're coming up again on the London session. I do not want to wait, and in case this is a sell the news event and this is coming down, I do not want to give away my profit, so I've taken heavily profit on the long. Can we go higher? Yes. Am I short right now? No, because we still have not taken out this high, but I am very curious on what's going to happen. So of course I will be trading it. I think it can be a pretty volatile event, and with most of the FOMC it will be most likely the speech after the announcement that will make all the difference. So we have the announcement, and then half an hour later you have the speech of Jay Powell. These four short trades are still very much in play. The S&P I just pointed out to you, that then is from 117,400. Then we have one from the golden pocket and some old weekend highs that have not been taken out, 118,620. Then we have a liquidity level here at 119,450, and then we still have a single print here at 120,500. Would we just dump down and go lower than this? Actually, this double top that we are creating right now could also then be a long target. So in case we are not taking out now, I actually think that we are going to take it out today. So maybe getting something like a heartbeat kind of idea. We have seen it already many times. Let me just draw it out for you. So that something like this is then eventually happening, and price then goes back to the average again. So in that way we can then take out the high, then eventually take out some of these lows, and then eventually go back to the center, and then next week we are making a decision to break out of this range. Do I have any long trades? Yes, I do. I would still long if we are taking out these lows right here and then to go higher again, but that needs to be a quick reaction. And if else, I am still interested in again taking this level. So we're going up and then we're going down, so approximately 113,500. Yes, we have tapped it already here twice, but I would still be interested in it because it is just such major support and resistance. Okay, with that being said, then let's quickly look at ETH. ETH has been very slow, and yesterday I was a little bit losing hope because we have this major support and resistance that we put in, and then eventually finally we went higher, came down. This was a nice tap. I went long here when I saw this breakdown. Thought, oh no, I need to close my long, but then we had a bit of a recovery, and now we're hovering still at that support and resistance. That in itself is not so bullish. You just want to see a back test and a go, and now we have already spent here, let's see how much time, more than 2 days, so that is not so super bullish. If we're going to lose the level, that is definitely then still a short for me. But if it is based on the FOMC that we are really just getting a flash and then a back, then of course it is not a short. So most likely during the FOMC or just before, I will close out this trade. Because you don't want to be so close to your entry and then suddenly if the market dumps that you're getting stopped out. So that's just how I'm looking at it right now. I was really hoping already that from the beginning of this week this would move much higher and we would trade to the highs again. Now, full disclosure, I have been saying that I've been looking at this liquidity level here already for a while as a potential short trade, because it's also at top of the range, just a very area high as you can see, and so there will be a nice short area. However, I did not take that short trade, and if I'm going to zoom in, I will show you right away what I mean. Once we were hitting that liquidity level, matter of fact, let me do this for you so that it is completely clear. Then you can see that this actually just looks super bullish, and also here on market Cipher B, the money flow was still very thick and we had no bearish divergence on market Cipher B. Also here the RSI, yes, it was overbought, but I did not see clear divergences. So market Cipher B for me is the most important to take the trade based on divergences, but here this just looked so super bullish, and I actually was expecting we would get a final pump up to a new all-time high and then a sell-off. So therefore I did not take this trade. Of course, 2020 hindsight, that would have been a nice one, but I just want to be completely clear, although that was the absolute high here of that range. And later on when we lost it, I also did not want to take the short trade. So this right here was not a short trade for me, because I was also thinking, well, maybe now we're getting one more move up, and that is, sorry, bad drawing skills, one more move up, and that is then your bearish divergence, doing something like this, and then we can short if the money flow is still coming down. But of course, again, that didn't happen, so I just let it ride for what it was, and eventually we went lower. You can also see here on the date, this was Friday very late, and then we went into Saturday and Sunday. Usually there's also days that I'm not trading at all, so I can't be bothered by it. Again, if we lose this level, it is definitely short. I am targeting these lows. We also left a lot of horrible lows here, bad liquidity here on the bottom. So once we start losing that 4,480, definitely a short for me. Something that makes me think that it might be a little bit of a sell the news event is if we're looking at the S&P 500, we're making new all-time highs pretty much daily and weekly, and we have not seen a bit of a correction at all. We just tapped shy of 6,700 points. Insane, 6,700 points. We barely missed it. I just drew out some simple trend lines, and I think it would be nice if we can maybe see a little bit of some downward price action for the next week or two, and the FOMC could be that trigger. So therefore I'm saying maybe we're getting a little bit of sell the news. I do not expect a market dump, absolutely not, but somewhere between 5, 6, 7% to the downside actually would be nice. Backtest some of these major all-time high levels actually would be nice. Take the liquidity from some of these lows that you see here, a little bit of a parabolic structure, that actually would be nice. Do something like this, and then eventually to go higher again into the Santa rally. This is kind of what I'm looking at right now, but a cool off would be very much welcome. Also, if you then for example looking at commodities, that's then the last thing that I want to show, and that is gold, because that has just been making new all-time highs after new all-time highs. If you have been following the channel, then you know that I own gold and silver stocks and uranium. So those are performing very, very well. Also here we are just making one all-time high after the other. Also here we have not seen any cool-off action at all. Some people would say, well, actually we just had a sideways period here. And therefore we are entitled for a new run-up. This was 130 days in a range of approximately 5%. So this is totally healthy. Yes, I know, but like I said, I think, let me quickly look here on the RSI. Also here you can see here the daily RSI is pretty much overbought. Now that does not say everything in a bull market. You can also see here, yes, we are printing a red dot on a daily, but the money flow is still very strong. But if we are getting somewhat of a retracement also on gold, I would not be surprised. Somewhere back here to let's say 3,500-ish, not all too big. Don't let anyone wait for a major dump to get in. Just give me a few percent, 3, 4, 5%. That would be nice, that would be healthy. And of course I am not touching my gold or silver stocks, but I just want to show you that across the board, S&P 500, gold, some of the tech stocks, I mean, I can pick a few, they're all trading at all-time highs. So maybe we are due for a little bit of a pullback, for some cooling off before we are entering another run up to the upside. If you have any questions, then please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to know what I'm trading, when I'm trading, then please join the Discord. The link is in the description. It is completely for free. And also there I'm telling everyone when I'm taking profit, when not. For example, on the BTC trade. And actually, let me show you one more, because actually this was nice. This is also something that I took. This actually is a nice trade here on MIX. There you go, boom. This is something I want to show you guys. Look at this, 5x. This was very nice. They had a very nice structure here at the bottom. You can also see here market Cipher B. It just rolled over so perfectly with these momentum waves, money flowing to the green. But also here, because we're having FOMC and this thing is volatile AF, I wanted to take some profit, but I'm actually targeting these highs right here, and the reason is because those are just all double highs, as you can see. This does not look toppy at all. So once we had this sideways action right here, I entered a small long position, also not too crazy with the leverage. And you can see you waking up, and then suddenly nice profits. But again, the target would eventually be these highs right here at and about $19. So there's still a lot of opportunities, although BTC goes sideways. But if we are eventually getting maybe a bit of a pullback, then I don't want to be too overexposed, and therefore I'm taking profits here and there. And yeah, this is at least for now what I'm looking at. Please guys, let me know in the comments of what you think, and also when you're down there anyways, make sure that you like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything, and see you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.